Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again for another video. This is something I talked about a little while ago, a few videos ago. It's involving this fella, the bodycon. Excuse my lighting. Sorry, I'm trying a new lighting setup and it's not necessarily set up how I need it right now. There you go. It's involving the bodycon and how to get the poses from this guy onto onto drawings that you want to do. The way I haven't tried this, I should say. I haven't actually given this a go yet, so might work, might not. Oh, you're very loose today. It could be that this is an absolute waste of time, but whatever happens, the video's going up. So yeah, let's see what happens there. So I think the first thing that we need to do is get him into a pose that we want. So let's spend a few seconds trying to get a nice pose. I'll bring the base out too. So yeah. Well, I should mention I'm not going to change the hands because that's just a massive faff for the purposes of what we're doing here. Okay, so the pose I put him in, I don't know if I can angle this without him falling over, it looks a bit weird, but what's effectively going to be happening is he's going to have... the reason I posed him this is because I have an intention for this. This is kind of a test for me. He's going to have his hand on somebody else's back while he's talking to them, like on the kind of top of their shoulder blades. So I'm going to pose him like this because this is a pose that I actually want to use for something, and I'm just interested to see, not necessarily sure I'm interesting, if I can actually do this. The next thing we need to do is take a photo of this on a phone or camera or whatever. To do this, you probably want to have some kind of white background. So I'm just going to see if I can grab something to get a second. I haven't thought this through. Over 2 seconds. Okay, so what I've tried to do is make a temporary and not super effective, if you like, a sweep by taping a piece of white fabric that I have just to the wall here, and then kind of letting it kind of come down like that, and that way, you know, if you were to do this with some decent white paper, you'd get a nice infinite background, no kind of edges and corners and whatnot. But okay, so the next step, as I was saying, is to take a photo of this. So that's a bit too... I'm going to try and get a photo at the right angle. I'm using my phone here, so this is take a couple just so I can pick one. Right, so now this is where the cheating begins. What we do next is we print off the photo. So give me 2 seconds, I shall print that off and I'll be back in a jiffy. Cool, so what we've got here now is a printout of the photo that we just took in the pose that we wanted it. Now you probably can guess what's coming next, considering I've got my light board out. The next step is basically just to trace this guy. We're not going to trace every single line and every single muscle, because I use this for a way to get a good kind of basic anatomically correct pose, rather than a way to actually completely draw from scratch. So if I've got a character, so I'm working on a few things for friends at the moment, and one of which being a friend of mine's Pathfinder character. He's been running the same character for years now, and he asked me if I would do a drawing of him, and absolutely, you know, would love to do something like that. My anatomy is still not completely... I said my anatomy, the drawing of my anatomy still not necessarily up to the point where I could just draw something and it be correct. So what I would do is draw, you know, the basic blocks of body with this, and then afterwards go over it and do the things like armor, clothing, actual features, that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape this to another piece of paper. I did the last drawing I did, or in fact the last time, a couple of times I've used this light board, I've been taping the base drawing to the actual board. I only recently realised how stupid that was, when I could actually just tape the paper together and get the exact same outcome, and have the bonus of being able to move this around and turn it, so you know I'm kind of always drawing towards me rather than trying to draw away. So 2 seconds two, sorry, and I'll have these taped together. There we are, so we're all taped up. I've got 2 pieces here, 2 pieces on the back, so that's not shifting. This is kind of the moment of truth now, because I don't really know if this is actually going to work. Like I say before, I've not tried this yet, so there's every chance that this is going to be an absolute waste of time. I'm going to try and draw the basic outline with just a black felt tip pen straight onto the paper, so I've got a nice thick line to trace from in future. So let's switch on the light board, watch the camera get blown out for a second and see if this works. Oh. Ooh. It kind of works. In fact, if I ramp up the bright, oh yeah, okay. So if you ramp up the brightness of the board, that's a lot better. In fairness, this is me just printing the picture directly from the photo I took on my camera on my phone. If I'd have spent 30 seconds messing around with levels in Photoshop, this would be practically perfect, actually. Yeah, that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is just going to go over the basic outlines of this. Like I say, if I screw it up, I'm going to probably not try and fix it, because as I said before, this is not necessarily a piece. I'm just tracing from printer paper onto printer paper here, so I'm not overly fast. Okay, so that works okay, I suppose. It's like, you know, you can see how I kind of rushed that to try and get it finished, and it's still usable, absolutely usable. Like, if I were to take this now and put another piece of paper over the top, you know, there's a perfectly usable outline there, so I could absolutely trace from that. I did, with the hand there, I kind of blocked those fingers in, because in the drawing I've got in mind, I would be having that hand behind the other figure, but there's no reason why you couldn't spend a little more time doing it. This pen's, you know, garbage anyway, so you know, there you go. There's no reason why you couldn't spend a little bit more time doing it. Things like foreshortening, you're gonna struggle with on this when you're looking at it like this anyway, until you've actually put the kind of the shadows into it and stuff. You're gonna struggle with the foreshortening. In terms of, this leg looks stumpy and short compared to this leg, and that's purely because this one's kind of stretched out and pointing out at an angle this way, whereas this one is just straight and bent ever so slightly back. This hand, again, I could have spent more time doing it, but I just wanted to get the basic idea. I did draw in a few of the muscle lines, purely because you've got things like, if you're wearing a, you know, I should have drawn the bicep lines really, but if you've got like a shirt on like that, you're gonna have differences depending on where. Oh gosh, that's terrible. You're going to have issues depending on where the muscles are and certain things like that. So this is, you know, it's definitely something you could spend a bit of time thinking about if you are actually working on a piece before before actually tracing it. You could, you know, decide what your character or what your person is going to be wearing, and then get all that kind of thing, you know, sorted out in advance. But for the purposes of this video, this is, you know, I guess just a proof of concept. Apologies if I'm rambling, because I find it hard to do 2 things at once, so that was me trying. Yeah, it's not worked too badly actually. What I am going to be doing is, with the technique I've used here, I have a couple of character design concepts of my own, which I'll be working through on the channel. and also, like I say, a thing for my friend's Pathfinder character. Also, a couple of things based on. I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft, so we're doing something with our old World of Warcraft characters. So, if you're interested in seeing any of the sessions that we do, or that I do, in fact, involving those, you know, please come back. Thanks for watching the video. Anyway, sorry if it's a bit uninteresting, but bear in mind you're kind of with this technique now only limited by the poses you can get this guy into. I do really recommend this. I've done a few scribbles with it from just kind of using it as a mannequin, if you like, without actually doing the whole tracing cheating technique, and it's, you know, it's absolutely superb. Even as just an inspiration, it's fantastic. You get your poses down a lot quicker. Like I said before, this guy costs, you know, £25 I think it was, so not a huge amount in the grand scheme of things. And as I said later, I did find out this guy was a knockoff, so if you can get the original one, please do. It's only a little more expensive, and I would imagine a lot better quality, but you know, you're not going to necessarily be able to get hold of the original one. Yeah, like I said, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully got something out of the video, learned something. You know, if you liked it, leave a thumbs up. I'm absolutely loving the feedback and the response I'm getting from everybody. The subscriber count is going up every day, and I, you know, really appreciate that. So please, if you're not subscribed already, do hit that subscribe button. It really makes a difference to me. If you've got any comments, I have seen people leaving requests for things they'd like to see. I absolutely will try and do some of those. You know, if you didn't like the video, please leave a thumbs down. So far I think I've only got 1 thumbs down on all of the videos, and I can't believe that you guys enjoy it that much. So please, a little bit of negative criticism would be absolutely welcome as well. I don't, you know, I'm not expecting you all to subscribe and then be like, oh, this guy's the best ever, because I really know that I'm not. Hopefully come back again soon, and yeah, take it easy.